Yeah, guys, let's continue, guys. So let's continue from the last session, guys. So hope all of you have attended the last class, guys. Anybody is there who has been joined for the today's class? Is anyone is there? Yeah, Ashwini. Is it your today is your first class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, today is your first class. Okay. Anyone is there still has been joined for the today's class? Okay. So I think so. The remaining all participants has been joined the yesterday's session. I think there are some 7 or 8. Okay. Fine, guys. Let's continue. Yeah, Ashwini, so yesterday we have just taken a small introductory class, like what generally we do it in machine learning. So what are going to be the techniques we are going to learn? What are the main techniques which are important for us? So those are some of the things we have been got discussed about them. So I didn't discuss much about them. I didn't discuss the practical applications also, just only the theoretical way. So how and what exactly the machines will learn. So yesterday we have been, I have been shown the main process. Just I'll review the class once again, just a 5 minutes of time. So basically yesterday we have been discussed about something about our machine learning. Actually in our course, we are having mainly 3 important topics, guys. One is going to be machine learning, deep learning, and AI. These are the main 3 important concepts are there. The main core concepts we have to learn it actually, machine learning, deep learning, and AI. So initially, just to make you understand, I have been started with machine learning actually. First, we have to study the machine learning, and after that, we'll go to the remaining concepts, whatever we learn. So what is deep learning? All these things I'll tell you in the later classes. We are going to be working with them. Okay, so coming to this machine learning, the process is going to be nothing but what we can say that the data is going to be given to the machine. The data was given to the machine. Machine is going to studies the data, or machine is going to understands the data actually. Okay, this is going to be, the machines are going to be understands the data, and it is going to give you some kind of an insights. It is going to be given actually. So which is going to be gives the insights, and based on that insights, I told you we can do some kind of an prediction. That is the main process of our what we can call it as about that particular the machine learning concepts, what we are going to call it as. That is going to be basically the machine learning concepts, what we are going to be calling it as. Now coming to this particular process, like machine is going to learn the data. But how the machine is going to learn the data, that is what we have been discussed about that, which is going to be some kind of that means which is going to be basically how the machines are going to learn. So for that, we have been discussed about them. Some kind of algorithms. So which is going to be some kind of the algorithms, what we are going to be using them. So I told you, so there are different types of algorithms are going to be there. So using some different kinds of algorithms, we are going to be learning this, the machines can learn actually. So just I given a little bit idea about what are the different algorithms, just and give the names only. We didn't discuss about them. We didn't discuss about much about them. Later we'll work on them. Later we are going to work about that particular applications. So how the machines will learn. So how the machines will learn. So how the machines are going to be learns actually. So that is going to be the main question what we have to discussed about them. So directly the machines cannot directly take the data. The machines cannot directly give the insights. With some our instructions only, it is going to get done. So I told you about that. What are the different techniques we are going to learn it? Like we have been discussed about something like we have been discussed about something called as an data collection. So first of all, we have to do the data collection. I told you the techniques. So from various locations, we'll collect the data. So it may be a CSV file, or it may be local file systems, or it may be there on URL, or sometimes we have to extract the data from some websites like social media, like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. We have to extract it. So we are going, all these are going to be nothing but some techniques we are going to learn. So what are the techniques only? How to do it in Python, how to do it in R, that is a different case. What is the techniques we have to do that? After that, I told you about data analysis. That is nothing but data analytics. So analyzing the data. So data analytics we have to do. After doing the data analytics, so I'll show you some examples actually, guys. So if you do some data analytics, we'll understand how is our data. How is our data? We are going to understand that. We don't want to know what is the data. How is your data? That means is all columns are having the data? Is there any missing data is there? So generally, we do that kind of an analysis. Today, I'll just show you some practical approach of that. So how to handle that kind of an, so to perform that, what kind of a techniques we have to apply. So if there is any missing data is going to be there, or if there is going to be some irrelevant data are going to be there, how to clean them, which is going to be nothing but what we call it as data cleansing. And even sometimes to understand the data, we do some kind of a data visualizations. So data science is all about working with the data only. Everything is going to be data. Without having a data, we don't work with them. So data science is also called as a data-driven science. So data science is completely driven only with the help of the data only. That's why we are going to also call it as a data-driven science. It is going to be a data-driven science, what we are going to call it as, because the complete data science is going to be works only with the help of the data only. That is what we have to talk about them. So see, collect your data, data analytics, data cleansing, data visualizations. So once the data is ready, actually guys, machine is going to be learned. Machine is going to learn. What we have to do is to make the machine to learn whatever the environment that is required, we have to just prepare that particular environment. That means to make the machine to learn whatever the resources it requires, whatever the inputs it requires. So we have to just provide, we have to prepare them and we have to give it. Like just like we growing the plants and trees. So the plants and trees does not grow based on our instructions actually. We don't give any instruction to the plant to grow. We are only going to prepare the environment. So we have to just create a clean environment so that the plant can grow very easily. Just like how the plant is going to grow, how we are preparing the environment for a plant to grow. So we are also going to do the same thing. We are only just creating the environment that is going to be required for our machine learning. Machines has to learn. We have to prepare some environment for that. So once all these things is done, all these are some kind of a pre-processing. These are all going to be some. Yesterday I shown you some basics of pre-processing. I shown you. We don't do any manual work. That means manually we don't do that. Python provides you all the utilities for them, which we have to discuss about them later. Mainly the main step is going to be the machine is going to learn. That is going to be nothing but what we call it as train the data model. It is going to be nothing but the training the data model, what we are going to call it as. So we can also call with a different names. Like for example, we call it as an, what is going to be meaning of modal fitting actually, guys. So modal fitting, the modal fitting is going to be nothing but where the machine is going to learn. Can you see here? Modal fitting is a measure of how well a machine learning model generalized to similar data so that it has been trained actually. So some kind of a training is going to be gets done. So all terminologies are completely new to you. So a model that is well fitted produces more accurate the outcomes. A model that has been overfitted matches the data too closely. We'll see them. What is overfitting? What is going to be well fitted, etc. So this is going to be what we call it as training the data model actually. So this is going to be what is going to be training the data model in machine learning. In machine learning, what exactly the training the data model? As I told you, the algorithm is going to help the machine to learn it actually. So training data is the data you use to train an algorithm or machine learning models to predict the outcome you design your model to be gets predicted actually. So later we'll work on them. So what is training, what is testing, we'll see them. It is going to be train the data model actually. Once we have been trained that particular data model, the machine is going to develop an ML model is created. One model is going to be gets created. So once if we give the training based on the data model, the machine is going to create one machine learning model is going to be created. I'll show you. Today I'll give you a little bit technical, the idea about what is an ML model. This ML model is going to be nothing but what is the insights, what it has been understood from the data. That is what the insights is going to be there. What I learned, that is what the machine is going to tell you. So what the machine has been learned, that information is going to be there in the insights. I'll show you that particular insights today. And after the training is over, So we have to verify how good the insights are working, how well the insights are going to be gets working. That is what we call it as an evaluation. That is generally we call it as testing, but it is what we call it as evaluation of the model performance. How well that particular model is performing. So it is evaluation of the model performance. Then if it is possible, we'll do the improvement. So I'll tell you later what is evaluation, how to evaluate it. A very good discussion, completely conceptual based. Improving of model performance, how to improve the model performance. All these things are going to be as part of these particular applications. And at the last, we have to do the deployment. We are going to deploy the model, deployment of models. Deployment of the models actually, guys. So these are the out of these 8 steps, only one step is going to be done by the machine. All the remaining 7 steps, data collection, we have to do. Data analytics, we have to do. All these are data preparations actually, guys. So we are preparing all the data actually, data preparations. So data collection, data analytics, cleansing the data, data visualizations, training the data model is done by the machine. Model will be created by the machine. How good the model is working, evaluate it. If it is possible, improve it. And then at the last, we have to deployment of the models. So out of these 8 steps, whatever we have been got discussed, the 5 step, only the 5th step is only done by the machine. Remaining has to be done by the user itself. So the ML expert, who is going to be an ML expert or ML engineer, is going to learn all these techniques. So yesterday I told you, it is going to be a concept of techniques. Once you understand the techniques here now, later we are going to be doing this. Just an example actually, guys, just an example I'm talking about them. I have a column called as an age. Let us say that I have a data called as an age. I have a data called as an salary. Let us say that. So there is some kind of an age and a salary. Just have a look at this. What are meaning of a techniques actually? There is a age of the person, which is going to be, the age of the person is going to be 25. His salary is going to be, let us say something like an salary in K, which is going to be nothing but salary, which is going to be 30,000, for example. A person who is having an age of 41, let us say that his salary is going to be 82,000 or something is there. The another one, which is going to be having a salary of, for example, 28, he is going to be having some salary of 50,000. Just an example, a random example to understand them, which is having some around 35 years of age. For example, his salary may be only 25,000. His salary is going to be, let us say 25,000 actually. So I'm using a little bit maths here, guys, just a little bit maths. It's not a too complicated maths, a little bit maths I'm going to tell you. So basically this is an age and a salary. There are 2 columns are there. So if you try to visualize, if you try to map these data points to a 2-dimensional space. So let us say that this is going to be a 2-dimensional space actually. So let us say that this is age and this is going to be salary. Let us just an example. It is going to be 25. Let us say 30. It is a 35 and it is a 40, etc. is there. Salaries, let us say that it's a 25. It is a 30. It is going to be 35. Some data, whatever it may be. Otherwise, I'll do one thing. We'll take around 42 and some 40 will take it. Just 10. Because I want to make a little bit easy for us. So the first person who is having an age of 25 and having a salary of 30,000, the data point will be available here now. I'm just projecting them in an n-dimensional space. We know this, guys. Any data point, we can just project it on an n-dimensional free space it is going to be. It's nothing but a 2-dimensional space. For example, there is another person is there whose age is going to be 35. His salary is going to be 25,000. So the data point will be somewhere here now. Let us take these 2 data points actually. Let us take these 2 data points actually. There is another person is there whose age is going to be something around some 28, somewhere here, 40,000. So it is going to be some age is going to be somewhere here now. The another data point is there. So basically the idea here is don't worry if you understand well and good, otherwise don't worry. Just I'm telling the technique actually, guys. Now let us say that this is a point A, this is a point B, and this is a point C actually. Let us say that. Now I want to find out, why should I find out? That we'll discuss it later. Whether the A is going to be to the A, which point is closer? Let us, whether it is a B is closer or whether it is going to be C is going to be closer. I just want to find out. whether A is going to be closer or whether the C is going to be closer. So what is the A point? A is going to be 25, which is going to be 30,000. What is going to be the C point actually? C point we have taken as 35, which is going to be 25,000. Whereas a B has been taken as it is an age of 28 and salary of some 40,000 it is going to be there. Something like that. Let us just imagine like this, guys. Just imagine like this. So to the point A, whether B is closer or whether C is closer. So we know that if you want to find the distance between, what is the distance between A and a B actually? Hope you remembered in mathematics, we have been done that. You know how to find the distance between two data points. So the distance between A and B is going to be calculated as a square root of 28 minus, which is going to be, you know this guys, the difference of x coordinate square and the difference of y coordinate squares. It is 28 minus 25 square plus which is going to be 40,000 minus which is going to be 30,000 square actually. Something like this. Then what is the difference between a distance from A to C actually? Normally when you see like this, your B point is very closer to A than with the C actually. That means normally if you look at that, if you have a look at the view, the point B is going to be closer to the A than with the A and the C actually. But whenever we do it practically, it is going to be nothing but the distance from here to here. It is 35 minus which is going to be 25 square plus which is going to be nothing but it's at 25,000. Anyhow, does not matter. 30,000 minus which is going to be 25,000 square actually. So only just by looking at the numbers, we can easily say that the A and B is actually far away from the C. To the A point, B is far away than the C actually. C is closer to actually A than the B. Because normally when you look at the data, if you look at the points here now, it appears like A and C is very far away than the A and the B. But practically if you see, mathematically if you see, B is going to be farthest than the C actually. So why this is happening actually? So you can see very clearly the distance 28 minus 25 is only just a 3 square plus 40 minus which is going to be 30,000 square. It is almost 10,000 square actually. It is going to be 10,000 square. If I apply the square root, almost all the value will be equivalent to 10,000 only. The value is equivalent to 10,000. I can ignore this because it is going to become 10,009 square. Square root of them is going to be nothing but 10,000. But when you find the distance between A and C, the distance is going to be 10 square here now. It is only just a 3 square, which is going to be 100, which is 100 plus. It is going to be 5,000 because the difference is only 30,000 minus 25,000 is only 5,000 square. And square root of that, it is almost all equivalent to 5,000 only. It is almost all equivalent to 5,000 because it is 5,100 square. Square root of that will be almost all equivalent to 5,000 only. So the distance between A to B is more than the distance between A to C. Then one thing you find the problem actually. We find a problem here now. The problem here is this value, whatever the distance between these two data points with respect to the age, is not contributing anything to the distance calculation. This can be ignorable. This can be ignored. Why we can ignore? Because this is having a higher scale data. This data is going to be very higher scale actually. So due to that, this value does not contribute anything here now. It does not contribute anything at all. That is the reason why what we have to do is we have to bring all this data into a common scale actually. We have to bring all this data into common scale. So the technique here is why we have to bring into common scale, we have to verify them. So age data should be always between 0 to 1. And even this also should be a value between 0 to 1. Your salary has to be between 0 to 1. Your age also should be between 0 to 1. That means we have to bring both of them into to the same scale actually. So one is dominating. So the salary is going to be dominating that particular age because age difference is only in terms of tens. Whereas in salaries difference is going to be in terms of thousands. That's why we have to bring this into common scale. So this technique is nothing but we call it as a scaling technique. This technique is nothing but what we are going to call it as a scaling technique. So first of all, we have to know why do you require a scaling technique? Once if you understand why do you require a scaling concept here, applying with Python or R does not matter with that. That you can do it very easily. Whether you use Python, whether you use R does not matter. So I'm going to explain what is scaling. Why do you require this particular scaling as part of our data analytics? Because as I told you, to this A point, normally it appears like B is closer than the C. But when you see it practically, it is going to be, C is going to be closer than the B actually. That's why what we have to do is bring all of them into common scale. Age also has to come to 0 to 1. Salary also has to come to 0 to 1. We have a different type of scaling techniques are there. I just tell you one example. For example, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is there. If I want to bring any data to a scale of 0 to 1, we use a different type of scaling techniques are there. One simple mathematical technique is going to be what we call it as a min-max scaling, what we call it as. Don't worry, guys. I'm just telling you what are the techniques we have to apply, why we are learning, what we are going to be learning this. You have to understand what is min-max scaling, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. How do you do it actually, guys? Nothing is there. Scaling is a simple technique. From every element, subtract the minimal value divided by maximum minus minimum. That's it. If you apply this formula, the minimal value always comes to 0, maximum value always comes to 1. You take any range of data, even if it is there between 10 to 50, or even if it is from 10 to 50 lakhs also, the higher value, the maximal value will drops to 1, whereas the minimal value drops to 0 actually. If you want, you can check it out. Minimal is 10, maximum is 50. So it will become like this, 10 minus 10 divided by 50 minus 10, which is going to become 0. For example, take 20. 20 minus 10 divided by 50 minus 10. It is going to become nothing but 10 by 40, which is going to become 0.25. Like this actually. Like this, it is going to happen actually. So whenever we make 30, 30 is going to be nothing but 30 minus 10, which is 20 by 40. 20 by 40 is going to be 1 by 2, which is going to be 0.5. This is going to become 30 by which is going to be 40, which is going to be 3 by 4, which is 0.75. So whenever we apply a min-max scaling, that 10 is going to comes to 0, 50 is going to comes to 1 actually. This is what we call it as some kind of a scaling techniques actually. So for a smaller numbers, we can do it. But if it is a larger numbers, how can you do it? Like yesterday I told you, yesterday I just shown you one example. In Python, we have a lot of such kind of a pre-processing techniques are there. Direct function actually, you really don't require to write any particular code. You really no need to write any particular code. Just directly, just for small confirmation, I just want to show you. So once if you know why we are doing the min-max scaling, what is the necessity of the min-max scaling, what are the different type of scaling techniques? There are different type of scaling techniques are there, which is going to be what we call it as a Z-score normalization. It's also called as a normalization, scaling, whatever we call it as. We call it as an Z-score normalization actually. So don't worry. As I told you, Python comes with a lot of libraries. For everything, we are going to be using this kind of a process only. Don't worry. Just whatever the code I'm writing, don't worry. Yesterday I shown you one kind of a pre-processing. Yesterday I shown you one basic concept of pre-processing I've shown you. Today I'm going to just show you one more pre-processing. I'm not discussing them. Just I'm telling that these are the techniques what we have to implement. So what is an importance of the Python here in our course? It does not have any importance. So I want to apply some kind of a technique. It's a mathematical technique called as a min-max scaling. A mathematical technique called as a min-max scaling. So to apply that particular min-max scaling, the min-max scaling, we are going to be using this kind of an applications. What happened? Yeah. It is sklearn.preprocessing. Nothing is going to be there. Directly, we have a function, what we are going to call it as min-max scaling. Directly, we have a function called as an min-max scale function is going to be available. Just that's it. You really don't require to do anything at all. There is a direct function called as a min-max scale. If you want, just I'll show you some age. Age is equals to, don't worry about that. Age is equals to some array I'm creating, which is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This is your age. So I want to scale it. How do you scale it actually? No need to write anything. Directly the function min-max scale is there. If you apply the age, it simply scales the data and gives the result actually. It simply scales the data and is going to give the result. See simply how it has been done. You give any data. For example, if I give 10,000, for example, if I give 20,000, for example, if it is salary, give 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. Even if I give this data also, you will be getting the same procedure. Now the age is going to be something like that. Even if you scale the data, same results will come, because the data is going to be the same data as it is without having any difference. Like that, this is a technique actually. So we have a different type of techniques what we are going to be having this. Okay. So that is an idea, guys. Yeah, please don't mind, guys. Just please give me a minute. I'll be back. I just got a call, just important call. Just give me a minute, guys. I'll be back. Sorry, guys. Let's continue. I just got a call. Okay, let's continue, guys. So the basic idea here is, guys, the basic idea here is, see, it is going to be some kind of a scaling technique is there. So like that, there are so many pre-processing techniques will be there. So here the importance of Python is only to apply this min-max scale. So how to do it in Python is the secondary way. First of all, why do you require the scaling? That is what we have to learn the things actually. That is the only thing which we are going to identify as of this particular one. Okay. So I just want to tell you what techniques are going to be means. There are so many techniques will be there. As I told you, once if you do some analytics, we have to understand what is the data, what are the issues with the data we'll understand. So whatever I've shown you this process is nothing but a cleansing process actually. I done some kind of a cleaning. So we are doing some kind of a data preparations actually. So we'll bring all the ages and salaries into 0 to 1 range. Everything is going to comes into 0 to 1 range. Then we'll give it to the machine. Then machine will study properly. Otherwise the machine does not studies in a proper way actually. So that is the way how we are going to be working with them. So just to get some idea, guys, don't worry about all these technical aspects because I'm using a Python, which is a little bit too advanced for most of you. It's a little bit too advanced for most of you because all of you may not have the idea about this particular the Python actually. So just for an idea, I'm going to tell you actually, guys. Let us take this just an example actually, guys. Let us take the same data. Let us take the same data as it is. Let us take the same data as it is, guys. Just I'm giving some idea about that. So this is, let us say that, for example, some kind of an, like I can say, just an example. Let us say that a banking credit card department is there. There is going to be a banking credit card department is there. So the banks are calling the customers and they're asking for, so do you require any requirement of a credit card? So our bank is giving some offers on the credit cards. So the offers are going to be get to the credit cards. So some people respond, some people does not respond. So I've just taken a column actually, just an example. Just a very small data actually. Yes, I'm taking some randomness only, I'm going to take it. So what is a response? So this is my past customers data, just a small data only, guys. A person who is having an age of 25 and is having a salary of 30K, his response is going to be yes. If the person is going to be age is 44, 41 and salary is going to be 42,000, let us say that his response is no. So that means he was not interested or he didn't responded to our offers, whatever you want. 28 and 40,000 also, he has been no response. Whenever it's 35 and 25, then the response is going to be yes. Just example, I'm just taking a very toy example actually, guys. Have a look at this. This is our data. I just want to show a simple process. This is our data set, which is containing 3 columns: age, salary, and response. So age is 25, salary is 30,000, response is yes. Age is 41, salary is 42,000, response is no. Age is 28 and salary is 40,000, response is no. And age is 35 and salary is going to be 25,000 and response is going to be yes. So 2 people responded, 2 people didn't respond actually, yes. This is going to be what exactly we have been talking about there. Now, actually the data is a very, it's a very purely, we are able to understand them because here it's the data is very clear. That means what we can understand here is whose salary is going to be less than, more than 40,000. The response is no. If the salary is going to be less than 40,000, then response is going to be yes. Or otherwise, something like, so whose age is going to be. So we can study in any way with respect to age, with respect to salary, with respect to response, whatever I want, I can study them actually. Let us give the same data to the machine. Let us verify what insights, what machine will study actually. What is the insights the machine will get, will study them actually. For that, just it is only just an idea, guys, how the machines will learn. Will machines will learning or not? That is what I want to show you. So to make this application, I'm just going to open a CSV file or just a notepad. I'm just preparing, I'm doing the preparation of the data actually, guys. Just I'm opening a notepad. Whatever the data is there, I put all this data here actually, guys. Very simple. Age, what is the salary, and what is going to be the response. It's very small data. 25 years, salary is going to be 30,000, response is yes. It is going to be 41 years, 42,000 or 45,000, whatever it may be. Let us say that 45,000 or 42,000 is the salary. What is going to be the response is no. Next one, the next person is going to be 28 years and the salary is going to be 40,000 and the response is equals to no. Next one is going to be nothing but his age is 35 and 25,000 and this is going to be yes. This is our data. I'm saving the file. Just a very small data. It's very small data and the insights also very easily we are able to understand them. That's not in this one. Let us say that I'm putting this data into a file called as n, which is going to be customers.csv file. I kept this data into the D drive, which has been kept it as a customers.csv file. Just imagine that this is the data what my client has been given to us. And what my client requirement here is, this is my past customers data, who has been responded to our calls and who has been not responded to our calls. Based on that, can you do some prediction? Who could respond, who could not respond, so that our marketing team will call only the people who are having a higher chances of responding. We don't call the people who do not have a chances of responding actually. So a very small data have been got given. So if you want, we can take some other data, some extra records. Some 32 is the age and the salary is going to be something, whatever it may be. Even the salary is going to be 35,000. Let us say that, whatever it may be, 35,000. Then respond is going to be nothing but easy to understand. I've taken actually, let us say that 35,000 response is equals to no. Something like that. I've taken some data randomly. Okay. So who is responding, who is not responding? Just a five people's data is there. So let us start from the first beginning. How to collect the data? How we have to collect the data? So we'll collect some data basically. How do you do it? For that, we have a Python libraries. Don't worry about that. It is by using a pandas library. Or by using, it is going to be a pandas, which is going to be something like this. Actually, maybe some error has been came. Just a minute. Not a problem. Let it happen. Let it happen. Not a problem at all. Just a minute. There may be some corruption. There may be some problem. Maybe there may be some problem. Okay. So see here how I'm collecting the data. It's very easy. I don't write any much code. So for every functionality, you will be having some kind of functions will be there. See, I want to read the data from a CSV file. D:/. I have a file is there, customers.csv file. See how easily we are going to be doing this. This is going to be the customer's data. So whatever the data that was there in the CSV file, I just collected the data like this. Actually here, nothing to do analytics, because data is a very small data. Easily we can understand the data. So age is a numerical value, salary is a numerical value, response is going to be some kind of a text data. We have it actually. Easily we can study. If the data is going to be large data sets, then we have to do it. Whenever the data is a small data sets, we need not to do this. We need not to do it actually, isn't it? So directly, if you want any data visualizations, so which is going to be if I do any data visualizations. So how to do the data visualizations? We'll see that. We'll see that with the applications. Okay. Now the idea here is, now how the idea here is, okay, which is going to be customers data. We got the data actually. Yes, we got the data. So how to apply? Just I want to show you a small machine learning algorithm. It's a very small machine learning algorithm. It's a very popular algorithm. So because our data is a very small data set actually. So I want to make the system to study the data. Based on the age and the salary, can you find out what is going to be the, there is a response is there. Please study them. Based on that, can you tell me who will respond, who does not respond actually? So for that, we have some libraries are there. Guys. From sklearn, this is what we call it as a tree model. There is a decision tree is there. So from sklearn, we are going to be having the trees. So we are importing something, a module called as a decision trees. There is a function called as a decision tree classifier. I'm also importing some more also, which is a plot tree, and which is going to be nothing but it is an export underscore text. Don't worry about them, guys. How it is going to be done, I'll just tell you. Have a look at this one. Very simple, very easy. I'm just creating an object of the decision tree classifier. Don't worry about them. Just it's an object oriented style, guys. We have to create an object of the class. See how easy it is going to be. CLF dot, which is going to be fit. I told you now, modal fitting. We have to tell on what basis we have to identify them. Age is the salary is your input, response is your output. So same thing I'm selecting now. Your customer's data, I'm giving age versus which is going to be salary. This is my input. What is your output? Customers of, which is going to be nothing but I select response. This is going to be the data what I have been given. That's it. Over. Machine learn. So data is a very small data, guys. Data is a very small data, only just a two-dimensional data actually. Age and salary, it's only just a two-dimensional data, right? It is only two-dimensional data. So this is the data what we can see with this. So can you see CLF.fit? It is going to be customers age and salary and customers response it is going to be. It's a decision tree classifier. Now what the machine has been learned. If you want to see this, I can show it in number of ways actually. What machine actually by looking at the data, I can easily say because I already know about the machine. No, so I was easily I can say that. I think salary is going to be more accurately to decision. To make a decision, salary is more important for us. So you can see here now, if the salary is going to be more than or equals to 35,000, the response is no. If it's less than 35,000, the response is going to be yes. Age is a little bit not that much discriminating because more than 35 age, more than 30 age person was responded, less than 35 age people also they have been not responded. So age is not giving that much informative, but salary is giving that much informative actually. So see how easily I can explain you. So don't worry. This is going to be my results. Results is equals to nothing but, don't worry, which is going to be export underscore text. I'm asking, see, I didn't written any code anywhere. I just given the input. I asked the machine to study the data. Whatever it has been studied, I'm asking to put it in the results format. CLF, nothing is there. We have to tell the feature names. What are the features actually? Your features are going to be age and the salary actually. I'm just giving some inputs. Nothing is there. I say print the results. Executes. If you can see, this is what the machine has been studied actually, guys. Can you see? If salary is less than or equals to 32,500, if salary is going to be less than or equals to 32,500, your class is going to be S. That means they will respond. We expected something around less than 35,000, but it made a little bit. It's a little bit. It has been separation has been got done, which is going to be. I'll tell you later. We discuss why it has been made at 32,500. If salary is less than or equals to 32,500, then response is S. Your class will be S. If it is more than 32,000, the class is going to be no. For example, if I give only age also it will identify that. Let us see. If I give only the age, based on the age, it is telling the class. See, a little bit lengthy rules actually. If your age is less than or equals to 26.50, your response is S. If it is more than 26.50, I can't say that. But if it is less than again 33.50, then it is no. If it is more than 33 and if it is less than 38, then it is S. If it is more than 38 years of age, it is going to be no. Like this. So if the age is more than 38 years, response will be no. If age is less than 38, I can't say that it is going to be yes. If it is more than 33 and less than 38, then it is yes. If it is less than 33.50, it is going to be no. And if it is more than 26.50, whenever it is less than 26.50, then it is going to be yes. Some rules are coming like this actually. Same thing I can show in a multiple ways, but when I give age and salary, system has been used only salary for our discrimination. That means it identified, the machine itself identified, will age is better for separation or salary is better for separation. Salary is more easy to separate. That's why it uses the salary. Even if I give the age, it never uses the age at all because age is having a lot of conflicts are going to be there actually. I can show in a different way also. Don't worry about that. It is going to be, I can just visualize in a diagrammatical format. See how easily the results are going to be there. I can just plot the tree. This is nothing but plotting of a tree, what we call it as. Same as it is the feature names is equals to, I say it is an age, comma, it is an salary. Don't worry about the technical concepts, guys. So really machines are learning or not. That is what we are trying to study. Age, comma, salary. What is going to be nothing but the class names. Class names are going to be nothing but yes or no. Whether they are responding, whether they are not responding. If you see this, you can see the value, why it is called as a decision trees. You'll understand them. Why we call it as a decision trees, we'll understand them. Because it is showing the outcome, whatever the insights are there. This is our insights. What is this Gini index? We'll discuss it later. So total samples are 5. Total samples are 5. 3 no's are there, 2 SC's there. If salary less than or equals to 32,500, then your response is yes. If it is more than 32,500, then response is no. It is telling in a tree format. That's why we call it as a decision tree. For example, if I take only salary, if I take only the age, you have seen a little bit more rules we have got it actually. We got a little bit more rules. If you see them, it is going to be some kind of a rules. Here also we are going to get the same thing. It is going to get a little bit lengthy tree will come. A little bit lengthy tree is going to come actually. If age is less than or equals to 26.5, your answer is yes. Come to left hand side. If your answer is wrong, no, you have to go to right hand side. Again, if age is less than or equals to 33.5, your answer is yes. Then it is going to be no. If it is more than that, I can't say it is no. We have to again verify less than or equals to 38. If it is less than 38, then answer is yes. If it is more than 38, your answer is no. So these insights will help you. So tomorrow when a new customer comes, whenever his age is going to be, for example, 38 years, when his age is going to be something like, for example, 36 years, it will start from here. His age is 36 years. So it will start from here. Is his age is less than 26.5? No. So go here. Is it less than 33.5? No. Go here. Is it less than 38? Yes. Then his response will be yes. That means if the person age is going to be 36, then the response is going to be nothing but it will be yes. If it is 36 years means it is going to be yes actually. How it will come to know that whether it is predicting if the age is 36, it is going to be yes. Because I studied my past customers' ages. I studied my past customer ages actually. You need not to study the data. You just study them, give the data to the machine. Machine is going to be studying the data. If your age is going to be 36, then response is equals to no. Because it is going to be less than 38. It is more than 33 and it is less than 38. Your answer is yes. If it is more than 38, then it is going to be no actually. Because this data is going to be making the system to study them actually. Like that. That is the way how we can study how we are going to be working with them. That is the data actually. So if you just make a little bit more and more data, more and more deep trees will be creating actually. This is just an idea, guys, how our machine learning will be done. Just see, I collected the data. I didn't done any analytics part because data is a very small. No cleaning is also required. No visualization. I didn't done it. I directly applied the training the data model. This is your training the data model. How much accurately this model is working? If you want, I can give it also, guys. What is your score? What is your score actually, guys? We can ask the score. 100% these insights are correct actually. We tested them. 100% insights are working. So it is going to be, your score is going to be 100%. Your score is going to be 100%. It is going to be the score. 100%. These insights are correct. That is what the score is telling that. That is what I told about evaluation. If it's already giving 100% score, I need not to improve the performance. If it's giving 80% or 60% correctly, then we have to improve the performance. So like this, guys, it's a very small data set actually. See how easily it is going to be done. I didn't return any logic. I just given the data to the machine. I didn't return the logic saying that if age is less than 26, you say that it is yes. If age is more than 26, you say that it is no. I didn't return any code. Just I given the data to the machine and asked the machine, can you study the age of the customer with respect to the responses? So tell me when the customer is responding, in at which age the customer is not responding. So the system itself is saying that these are the ages what I identified them. If you want, I can see like a text format like this, or I can see it like a tree format like this. I'm going to see like a tree format like this. That is the way how we are going to be working with them. So it is just an idea, guys. It is going to be just an idea how the machines will learn. Will the really machines are learning or not? I just want to make you understand this particular process. Okay, guys. So this is going to be just the introductory part of our machine learning. Don't worry. All these things we'll see with the real data sets in the later classes. It's not just only 2 columns, 3 columns. You will be having 20, 30 columns will be there. You will be having thousands of records will be there. Being it is a very small data set, I was able to see it very easily. But whenever it's a large data sets, larger number of columns, more number of records, we can't do it manually. Then we take the help of the machines to do all these particular activities. Okay, guys. So this is about just a small introductory part of the machine learning actually. There are so many different kinds of algorithms. For example, same algorithm, I can do it by using some other case, which is going to be what we call it as a k nearest neighbors algorithms. So if you want to apply k nearest neighbor algorithm, same procedure will be there, but with a small change, we are going to do that. With a small change, in the place of sklearn, we are going to be having something called as an sklearn.neighbors. But when to use k nearest neighbors, when to use this particular one, we have to study them. Remaining everything is the same. It is going to be k nearest neighbor classifier. Over. Just same as it is, but this time it is not decision trees. It is going to be k nearest neighbor classifier. Can you see? It is giving only 60% only. It is giving accuracy. That means whatever the insights it is giving is only 60% correct. Previously it is 100% correct, but here it is going to be 60% correct. There are some metrics are there. That means we have some techniques are there. Don't worry about them. We are going to be having some kind of a techniques we are going to be having. By applying the various techniques, we'll try to improve the performance actually. Can you see now? Now I have got 100% accuracy now. Because this is due to the weights. So what made the difference actually? We have two types of weight. You have two types of weights will be there. One is what we call it as uniform. Whenever I'm using uniform, my getting score is only 60%. That means the insights are only 60% correct. But what makes the difference in the distance calculation? So whenever I use weights equals to distance, your accuracy is getting as a 100% accuracy. So that is what the techniques we learn it in our actual classes, guys. Okay. So that's it about the next introduction class actually, guys. So with this, we got a little bit idea about what is machine learning. So anyhow, to implement these machine learning techniques, we are going to use a language called as in Python. So tomorrow I'm going to start with the introductory part of the Python actually, guys. Okay. So just for today, I'll stop it here and we'll continue in the tomorrow's class, guys. If anybody having any questions, guys, we can have a discussion about the questions. Anybody, guys, who is having any questions, you can just text me or you can unmute yourself and you can speak. Any questions, guys? Anyone? Fine, guys. So hope all of you have been, just don't worry. Even if you don't understand what I discussed also, guys, don't worry about them. So we'll discuss, we'll continue in the tomorrow's class, guys. So a small discussion, guys, just a small discussion actually, a small information. Actually, we are having a class. We already started a class at morning 9 a.m. actually, guys. We already started as a 9 a.m. Generally, in every batch, we'll be having some around more than nearest to 30+ students are there, but it may be due to a little bit odd time. So we started at morning 9 a.m. So we are almost having only 10 students are there. We have only 10 students are there. So that's why we planned off, we thought of starting another session. So that's why we started at 11 a.m. So just it's a small, we are not changing guys. Tomorrow we have the class at 11 a.m. So we are just trying to club these particular 2 batches. If all of you are possible to join at 9 a.m. If all of your participants are ready to join at 9 a.m. So we are just planning to club these particular 2 batches. So any issues from your side, guys? Is it possible for you to join at 9 a.m.?
So is there any afternoon class, sir?
Once again, yeah. Who is this? Yes, I think like Reddy. Yeah. Yes, Narsimha Reddy.
Sir, is there any offline class?
Offline classes we are about to start. I think it will take a little bit time. Maybe some around, maybe it will take another 15 days of time. They're planning 10 days maybe. So I think they are planning to start from 25th of March. I think they are planning it actually. But I was not sure about that. They have to get the confirmation from their side.
Sorry, is this full stack data science or only?
It's a full stack data science course.
So, but I take Python, sir, already.
Okay, even if you take Python also, we don't teach the complete Python. I don't know how many classes you have been learned the Python. Here, some people may be there who have the idea about Python, who do not have the idea about Python. That's why here our Python is only for 12 classes. Only for 12 sessions only, you will be having the Python. So did you learn modules like NumPy and Pandas during the Python classes?
Yes, sir.
You learned completely or only the overview only?
Not the complete data types, just data types only, sir.
No. I'm talking about NumPy, Pandas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. NumPy data types is there, no, sir. ND array.
Okay, ND arrays. What about Pandas? Have you worked with data frames?
Yeah, sir. Data frames, 2D data types, 1D data types.
Yeah, okay. But I think so. You may not be. That means for learning of machine learning, that is not sufficient. Whatever you have been learned during the Python classes is not sufficient. So we are going to be the experts on that. So core Python will be only for 12 classes. So you have to just attend that particular 12 classes. If you already know, you can skip the 12 classes. Then we'll start with the NumPy arrays actually.
Sir, how many days, sir? This course?
Totally, it will be for 4 months.
Working, sir? Working days, sir? Or
it's a completely working days. That means including Saturday. Monday to Saturday is your class.
Okay.
Every day 1.5 hour class.
Sir, Monday to Saturday, timing 11 to 1:30.
Actually, that is what we are planning actually. So it is actually 11 to, no. It is 11 to 1. It's no, sorry. It's a 1.5 hour class actually. Sorry. It's going to be 1.5 hour class. It is from 11 a.m. to which is going to be 12:30 p.m. is our current plan actually. So we are just planning to, because at morning 9 a.m. we have very less number of students. And here also we have a less number of students. We are planning to combine both these batches actually.
Actually, sir, because I am having another course from 9:30 to 10:30 at your institute.
Okay. For tomorrow you attend them, please will inform. That means either that batch will shifted to 11 or this batch is shifted to 9 o'clock.
Actually, I'm learning a different course. I'm not learning data science.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was suitable with this timing 11 a.m. to.
Okay, I will let you know. But for tomorrow's class, I don't want to discuss it today, but I just want to give some confirmation to all of you, saying that we are having a plan ahead actually. So don't worry. Tomorrow you please attend at 11 a.m. Tomorrow you will please attend at 11 a.m. After that, we look into that particular matter.
Sir, so many members said that data science, as a fresher, data science has no opportunities.
No, guys, because we have a lot of people who got them actually. Only thing is, for the main, I'll tell you guys, frankly, I'll tell you, the main concern here is most of the people comes to this data science course mainly for 2 reasons actually. One is going to be, the thing is, it is in the it's the latest technology and it was in the booming. That is one of the reason. And the main second reason is going to be nothing but they thinks that it is going to be as simple like a programming language. But data science is all about conceptual only. It's all about concepts. The techniques we have to learn. Today I explain you one small technique. So the basically it is integrated. That means it was having some concepts which are related to maths and statistics. So for a fresher to understand that much level is a little bit higher level for the freshers. Really, we got the jobs. That means I don't say that we have a good opportunities also. We have less opportunities, but at the same time, very few people are going to be opting for this particular data science course as a freshers. But a lot of companies like a startups are there, even lot of not only startups only, even some MNC companies are also giving offers for the freshers, specifically on the data science. But you should be very good at the concepts. So expecting that it is like a programming language like Java, they expect like this. We'll get a Java, just like a Java. We'll learn some code and we'll implement them. It's not. Actually, this is not a part of, it's a part of computer science engineering. It's part of your computer science engineering. But actually, it is having some type, it has been tied along with some kind of the background like maths and stats is going to be related. So freshers are getting some kind of confusions. They are unable to take up that much load at a time. That is the reason most of the dropouts is occurring from the freshers. 80% of the freshers are getting dropped out from here. The reason is they're unable to handle them. Once you go to the machine learning, there are so many things. Programming language is very easy. That means they will write the program, they can see the output. Here it is not like that. There is a lot of procedure has to be taken place. It's a conceptual base. So being they're unable to take up that particular conceptual base, they are leaving that particular, they're leaving this particular course in the middle after completion of machine learning. That is the reason they're unable to get the jobs. But actually we have a good jobs on machine learning. I'll just show you once.
Sir, you are covering machine learning and deep learning also.
Yes, deep learning, NLP, the AI, all these are going to be gets covered. It's a full stack data science course.
I have also seen on the website that you have mentioned big data also.
Yes, big data is also there, but it's not in depth about them, because as a full stack data science course, we have to give some we should be having the complete idea about what are the different techniques and technologies we use in data science. Yeah, that's why we are going to discuss about the big data systems. R language is there. Even we are having a Microsoft Azure is there. We are having a Tableau. We are having a Power BI is going to be there. So as a full stack data science course, we are going to cover all these things. But our main concept is on the main time taking process is going to be ML and DL and AI. These are the main time taking process.
Okay, sir.
Remaining topics is going to be, for example, if I take a big data, we don't work with not more than 4 to 5 days. So even Azure is there. Azure also we are going to work with around 4 to 5 days of time. We are having Power BI is there. That also we have around 4 to 5 days of time we'll work with them. So main concepts are these concepts only. ML, DL, AI, NLP. These are mainly the main topics we are going to cover.
So many algorithms are there, sir. Are you
so
covered all these algorithms, sir? Or
yes, almost all popular algorithms. See, if you want to really learn algorithms in machine learning, so many hundreds of algorithms are there. But here, most important, most popular, we are going to be learning actually.
And sir, what about the mathematic part?
Yes, we'll discuss about them. That's why I told you, no. So today I have been discussed about them. So when you are working with the KNN algorithm, so what is the mathematical concept? KNN is basically based on the distance. So what is the distance calculation? What are the issues with the distance? How to handle that? All these things we discuss as part of the KNN. So whatever the maths and whatever the stats that is required for our understanding, as part of the conceptual only, we are going to learn. Separately, we don't have any maths and stats classes separately.
So please tell us in every algorithm maths.
Yeah, we'll teach them so my main concept is going to be my concept is going to be the maths. My main expert is on the explaining of algorithms only. So my concentration is not on implementation, the conceptually what it is going to be behind it. So each and everything for KNN will explain the maths, for the decision tree will explain the maths. For example, you see there, what is going to be Gini index? So if you can see, there is something called as an Gini index is there. How this Gini index is calculated, how that entropy is. Actually, it works on two concepts, Gini index and entropy. So to understand that entropy only will take 2 days of time, the maths behind that. So when you go to deep learning, it is derivatives. But at the deep learning, it is going to be derivatives concept. So we are also going to discuss about the derivatives concept actually.
Sir, I completed BSc, sir, 2020 passed out. Sir, I want to learn data science, sir.
Yes.
Is there any opportunity for me?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We'll have it actually, guys. But the only thing I can say is you don't just, that's the reason I just opened this one. So it is going to be nothing but let us start with the machine learning actually. So I'm just verifying, I'm just checking in the Naukri portal, what are the types of the jobs which we can have it in machine learning. So let me search it. So this is a jobs I have been typing only for machine learning jobs actually. These are only just for machine learning jobs. So if you can see a data science engineer, or which is going to be machine learning actually. So which is going to be something like around some 0 to 1 years of experience. So a machine learning developer. So minimum they're asking around some 3 years experience actually. Yes, we have the jobs. I'm not saying that we don't have a jobs actually, but if you can show, if you can see, which is going to be almost 3 years. Like for example, if you can see 1 to 6 years of experience actually. So some people who are already having a gap, some 2 years gap is there. So they can put some fake experience of 1 year and they can get a job. Even recently, one of our students who has been kept an experience of 3 years of fake experience, he has got a job. So 3 years, guys, 3 years, if we can put a fake job, fake experience, it is very easy to get the job. Even
How
for
much
fresh.
package, sir?
Yes, once again.
How much package, sir?
He has got some around, actually he's in completely is a fake experience. So obviously if it's a fake experience means they cannot go for multinational companies because he's a fake experience. So currently his offer is going to be around some 9.7 lakhs, I think so. For 3 years.
Sir, are we survive with fake experience, sir?
Yes, we can survive.
After your classes.
Don't put a higher experience. Don't put 5-6 years of experience.
No, sir. At
3
least
years.
2 years.
3 years. 3 years is going to be, we can handle it.
Are we able to
Yes.
do work, sir?
Yes. You can survive. You can easily handle it. Okay, guys. I think we set to go here. So tomorrow we'll continue the same timing, guys. Same link at 11 a.m. only. So tomorrow there is no disturbance in the class. After that, we are
Sir.
Yes.
Can you please tell more about the mathematical part of this course? Like there is statistics, calculus, and linear algebra also.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. No, so okay, as I told you, when you go to the deep learning, we are going to learn.
Can you show this plan a bit again, like zoom out from the screen?
No. Actually, the thing is, we are not going to learn any separate maths and stats separately. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
What I'm saying here is, while we are learning the deep learning, you are going to learn the concepts of calculus, which is a differential calculus. We learned it. True. Whenever we work with the regression, whenever we are going to work with the regression, we are going to be study about the linear algebra. So depending on that particular concepts, whatever we require. So during that particular algorithm, whatever the math that is going to be required. For example, we are working with the decision trees. So during the decision trees, we are having the mathematical concept called as an entropy. So we are going to be learning some kind of an entropy, and other one is going to be what we call it as a Gini index. So with respect to the algorithm, we discuss about them. For example, we are studying about Navi Bayes. So whenever we are learning about the Navi Bayes, we learn the concept of probability. So like that, each algorithm is going to be depending on a particular mathematical concept. So during that time, we are going to discuss it. Separately, we can't spend the time in learning calculus, separately linear algebra. Main confusion is, why do you use a linear algebra? When you go to the regression, we'll study about why do you require a linear algebra? Why do you require probability? When you study the Navi Bayes, we require them actually. Like that, with every algorithm we are going to learn. For example, KNN is there. KNN is a very simple algorithm, which works based on the distance calculations. So what is going to be distance? How do you calculate? What are the different type of distance calculations are there? So what is the mass behind them? So we have them. Distance, normally everybody knows that, but we go for a little bit different. So we have a Euclidean distance. We are having something called as a Manhattan distance. How the formulation is going to be gets done. All these things will work on them. So while we are discussing about your required algorithms or a particular topic, whatever that math is required, that particular math will discuss there only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, all of you guys. Tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. So
Sir,
after that, yeah.
is
Yes.
Hyderabad or Pune is better for machine learning opportunities?
Even actually, as of now, Bangalore is very good. As of now, Bangalore and Noida is going to be having a good opportunities as of now. But it is due to some this pandemic actually. So these has been there. But as of now, even in Hyderabad also, if you see, go to the job, generally we'll see them. You can see them at which location there are going to be actually. So whenever we see them, mostly we are going to see from Bangalore and it is going to be from Noida base. We are going to be getting a little bit more and more opportunities. But still we have them. So it is going to be Mumbai based. It's an Hyderabad based actually. Bangalore, we are having more of them are going to be coming from Bangalore.
So, but
Even
in
Pune, yeah.
but in Bangalore, so much cost for data science. So why this is low in Hyderabad, sir?
Which one? It's in projects actually. It is going to be currently. It is the two reasons actually. It's due to some pandemic actually. So still that at that time only it was started up. So during this particular pandemic, so we don't have that many projects has been came. So that is also one of the reason actually. So now slowly the Hyderabad is also going to be increasing that. Hyderabad is also increasing them.
Sir, are we able to survive on with 2 years fake experience, sir, or
3
not,
years.
sir?
3 years. I'm saying no. 2 to 3 years is good. More than 3 years means you
Are we
you
survive,
cannot.
sir?
You can survive. I'm saying no. We can survive for maximum 3 years. 3.5 years we can handle it. Not a problem at all.
Is there
If
any
you do
placement assistance, sir? I mean, job
placement
assistance from
assistance will be there. Job assistance will be there from my side only. It is going to be from, there is nothing from that. Whatever the assistance you require, I'm going to provide you all the assistance. Like what are going to be the
resume building, like
FAQs, resume building, what are the project. Even at the end of the course, we are having a project, capstone projects are there. All the POCs, all these things will be provided from my side.
but same thing happened in Anjireddy, sir. I completed my Python course in Anjireddy, but now they are not responsive, sir.
Even
So
I
that's why
also
I'm
works
asking.
for, no, even I also works for them. Even I also has been taken the classes for that one only. It depends on them. It's going to be depends on them. So I'm going to, that is only based on our what is our commitments actually. There are two reasons also will be there. One is going to be, it may be either a fake commitment, or second thing is going to be, we generally, what happens here is guys, there are different types of people will be there, different types of requirements will be there. Some of them, they can prepare their own resume by themselves, they can collect FAQs from them. Somebody requires everything from our side actually. So the problem here is we are not that much free to discuss with them and to share you all the particular details. One or two people we can share them actually. So my commitment is going to be nothing but regular time to time if we can handle it. That means before the course only, like after machine learning is there, still we have a deep learning, we are having other topics are there, so we can handle them actually. So at that time only, if you do a project, if you can just ask me about the projects, I can guide you. Sometimes what will happen here is due to our busy schedules, so we are unable to give them separately. We don't have a separate team for that. If DurgaSoft is having a separate team for them, they will handle it. So from my side, if you want to do that means I can give you the support, but everything if you ask me from the starting from beginning means I cannot give it actually. So I have, sir, I have this particular resume. So what I have to do? What are the changes you require? Or I collected some FAQs. So can you add up a little bit more? I can give you that particular. But we are also working on them instead of doing it by batch by batch. Totally, we are working on them actually to prepare some
Sir,
FAQs.
I asked them for projects, but they do not respond for me.
That happens actually, that we can't say anything. Even that also happened from our side also. Maybe it already happened, it may also happens.
Sir, how many
Yes,
projects
sir.
are there?
We'll give you some around 3. We have a lot of projects are there. It depends on your domain, whatever your interested domain we are having.
Can you please tell me, sir, which domains are best for future?
We have them. Say in data science, we don't have anything like only specific domains. You can work with healthcare, we can work with telecoms, we can work with finance, even education. Almost all data science was there with any domains actually. So there is nothing like which domain is going to be.
Sir, I am working as a software engineer.
Mhm.
So how can I use, I wanted to use deep learning in the software field?
That means it depends on that, guys. It depends on your software engineer only, but what kind of fun? For example, see, even HR departments are also using machine learning. How the machine learning, how the HR, how the HR people will use as the data science means, it is basically like how many fake are coming actually, how many fake resumes are coming, how many genuine resumes are coming, what is an average experience they are having. So to analyze their particular data, there are going to be gets users. So your software engineer means on which domain you are going to be gets working. Depending on that, we can integrate machine learning as part of your domain itself.
Sir, is class is for 1.5 hour or 1 hour, sir?
1.5 hour class is required.
Completely 1.5 hour, sir, or doubt session, sir?
It's a doubt session also will be there. After the class also will give just 5-10 minutes. It's not a problem. Apart from that, we'll also create a Telegram group will be created. We are going to maintain that particular Telegram group. So after the class, if you have any questions, you can just post it in the Telegram groups.
Sir, what is the pricing?
Pricing, you have to talk to my backend team actually, because I was a consultant trainer. So I don't talk about the pricing actually. My commitment is only related to the training, what are the subject, what are the job assistance, all these things is my commitment. The fees and related, my backend team will contact you. You can just discuss with them.
Okay.
Sir, first of all, sir, we want to overall clarity about that deep data science, sir.
Yes. Once again, can you repeat it?
So we want to overall overview of the data science, sir. Which field is better for like that?
If you have the main problem here is this is for most of the people. I don't know how much extent you have the idea about them. So we have a deep learning. So do you have any idea about what do you do it in deep learning? Basically, any idea?
No, sir.
You don't have an idea, no? So it is, I can't explain them unless and until I don't show the machine learning. We can't go for the explanation. We can't understand it also. So I'll tell you one example. Just if we can take up the things, we can understand them. Just see. It's a very higher level I'm discussing about that. We can, do you know about a facial expressions? No? So we can express various emotions, facial expression, facial emotions. So within our face, we can show happy. We can say something like a sad, something like which is going to be some, it can be a fear or something like that. You can show that actually. So what we can do here is we can develop a machine which can identify the emotion from our face. So whether the person was happy, whether he's showing a happy face, or whether he was smiling, whether he was sad, whether he was a fear actually. So many people ask me, sir, why do you require this actually? Why do you require? What is the main purpose of facial recognitions? So let us say that we see some movies actually, like we have in movies like the person is going to be sitting. He's an handicapped actually. He can't speak. He can't speak. He cannot even do any movements also. Only he is going to sit in the wheelchair. But how the wheelchair? How can he direct the wheelchair actually? Guys? For example, he was only handicapped. Only his legs are handicapped. He can move. He can give the direction with his particular hand actually. But he was completely handicapped. He can't even move his head. He can't move any of his body parts. Then how can you make that particular wheelchair to operate? Depending on the facial emotions. The research is going on. Actually here now. So they want to develop a wheelchair which can act only based on the facial emotions. Like for example, it has to go straight. So if you are happy, it will go straight. When you show a sad face, it is going to be most left-hand side. If you show a fear face, it is going to be right-hand side actually. So with the help of your facial expressions, we can make that particular machine to make that particular wheelchair to operate actually. So currently the research people are doing the examples here now, identifying the correct facial expressions, because if it didn't identify the correct facial expression, instead of going straight, it may go left, or instead of going right, it may going straight. So it is going to be depending on that. So still they are in the research. 100% there have been not success stories are not there still, because machines also can do some mistakes. In some examples, if it do some mistakes, not a problem. But in this case, like for example, driverless car is there. In a driverless car, it is completely taken by which is going to be an AI system actually. So if a driverless car, instead of stopping the car, if it drives away, accident will occur actually. So that is already happened. That's why still driverless cars are still, it is in the research actually. 100% still there are not success actually. Even recently, some years back, Uber has started the driverless cars in US. I think you know the news about that. There is an accident has been occurred in US and woman has been died. So due to that, still there is a research. Uber is still doing a lot of research on that. There are going to be comes in our future. So future technology is going to be gets coming. So to do that kind of an example, first of all, they started their research from the facial expressions. So we are going to study how to do the facial expression. But using the facial expressions, what we can do, that is going to be the industry standard about the applications. So there is an industry is there, or a research organization is there, who are developing a wheelchair which can operate with the help of the emotions. So they requires a deep learning engineers who are capable to work with the facial expressions. So there the deep learning networks engineers are going to be required. So like that, guys, the industry, we have a lot of things are there. So once if you go to the deep learning, we'll see about them, what exactly we are going to be doing this actually. Very higher level applications related to robotics, AI, all these are going to be gets coming actually. Okay. Yeah, guys, any more questions?
Yeah, sir. Actually, you told that there are 3 to 4 projects.
Okay.
So that will be like homework given to us, or any
Given to
example
you.
will be shown?
No, given to you for your POC. It's like a capstone project. You have to do it.
Suppose we have any problem, or like,
We'll work on that. We'll be there. I will be there.
and to work in this field, like, do you teach data manipulation also? Like,
Yes, absolutely. Without knowing data manipulations, how can you do that actually? How can you give it to the machine?
okay, sir. Okay.
So all this we have to learn in the pandas modules, all the data manipulations, collecting of data. So data preparation, I told you, no, it's all part of a data preparation. It will take place.
So many members.
Yes, once again.
Can I talk in Telugu, sir?
Yes, you can.
సార్ చాలా మంది భయపడుతున్నారు సార్ అట్లా వెళ్తే ఎందుకు లైఫ్ ఉండదు మీకు అనవసరంగా అట్లాగా డిలీట్ చేస్తున్నారని
No.
చేస్తున్నారని.
See, guys, so it's what you can see here is this is going to be the future technology. This is going to be the future technology. So the complete future. So the one of the main worrying about the most of the developers is if AI comes into reality, all your programming jobs will be lost. That is 100% guarantee. At least if out of 10 people, 9 people will lose their jobs once if AI comes into reality. But still it is going to be a 30-40 years ahead. So we need not to worry as of now. So if you learn a data science and move towards the data science, so we are going to be part of the team, which we are going to make a system which is 30-40 years ahead actually. So we are developing a system right now, which is going to be comes into reality after 30-40 years of time. So a lot of companies are doing the research. So healthcare is working, finance is working, bankings, industries, productions, everywhere we have a data science. Everywhere we have the machine learning. Everywhere we are going to be using the data analytics part. So that is the reason why we have a good opportunities. You can just check it out once. In Naukri, how many, no need to, nobody is going to be misguiding you. Just go to the Naukri portals, you go to the jobs. So just check it out, how many jobs we are getting on based on the data science per day. So how many jobs are coming? What are the different opportunities? What are the different experience that are going to be asking? But thing is going to be clear is it is not that much easy like you are working with the data science. It takes some time. It takes some time to get a complete full-fledged concepts. At least we have to struggle for at least for 4 to 5 months, at least 6 months if you can struggle them. And most of the things are going to be self-learning. This is a very vast syllabus. That one of the main problem is it's a very, very vast syllabus. So we cannot teach them. If you see some course, for example, if you see some data science courses online, if you see, whenever we check for which is going to be a data science course, for example, it is almost all, it is going to be for minimum, it is going to be for 12 months of time. If you see some kind of a top, if you can see this particular top courses actually, guys, if you see some kind of a top courses, you can see them. Minimum, it is going to be, at least it is going to be 12 months of time. 12 months, at least minimum of minimum, it is going to be 12 months. If you see some kind of an portals like Udemy or like something like an Upgrad. So you go to the Upgrad. So Upgrad, which you go for the Upgrad company, the Upgrad, which is an online platform. You can see a lot of online courses. Minimum requirement is going to be 12 months of time. So minimum 12 months of time is going to be required. They collaborated with a difference. So 18 months, 24 months, 12 months, minimum requirement is 12 months, 8 months with collaborated with IIM. So it is going to be data science from IIIT.
Sir, what will be the batch size?
which batch? Our batches.
Yeah.
Actually, our batches are going to be depends on the times actually, guys. In evening 8 p.m. we have 40 students are there. In morning 7 a.m. we are having 30 students are there. So maybe it is not a prime time, it is a 9 a.m. So we don't have that many students also. Hardly we'll be having around, we're expecting around 15 to 20.
So this time is actually okay because I have 9:30 class, and in the evening I also have 8 o'clock class.
No worries. We are only looking into that. Tomorrow, please attend at 11 a.m. batch. After that, we'll
same
we'll,
link with same
yeah,
link.
same link only with same
Okay.
tomorrow. Yeah, guys. If you see this particular courses, actually, guys, you can see here now. It's going to be very higher levels that are talking about them, but minimum requirement actually, guys. Like for example, if you see that particular courses, which is going to be what are the data science related courses are there? You can see it is going to be MS in data science. 18 months are going to be there. So 12 months, 8 months. So we can see 24 months MS in data science actually. IIT Bangalore, it is providing 8 months actually. See there, you can see with the whatever the course curriculum is. Even I also has been done my I have done my certification program from IIT Hyderabad. So collaborated with Talent Sprint. So it was collaborated with the Talent Sprint. So Talent Sprint is going to be it's collaborated with the IIT Hyderabad, and I done my certification program from the IIT. So this is my program actually. So I have done, which is going to be this one. Actually, what I have been done is this one. Just a minute once. So we have a lot of programs are there. So I have been done in certified in AN and ML, which is going to be this one. I think so. I think it's recently changed it to this one, but it's an old one. I have done it 2 years back. I have been done 2 years back. So this is my certification program. I think so. It is an AI plus machine learning. So this is a program what I have been done actually. If you see the course curriculum, you can find out the same course curriculum because I've also follows the same standards. So it is not going to be just a basics. So these are the people who we have been trained. So I have in videos also with them. So these are going to be, so which is going to be whatever we can see them, which is going to be what we can see. So what are going to be deep neural networks? So mathematics and classical algorithms. So these are all going to be the neural networks. This is all deep learning problems and advanced concepts. We can see them actually. So whatever the courses, whatever the course curriculum they are providing, we are also providing almost all the same actually. But the course fees is very high actually. This course fees is going to be almost 2 lakhs. This course fees is going to be approximately somewhere around 2 to 3 lakhs. It will be there actually. So that is basically for industry standards actually. But for job oriented, that much level is not going to be required. Basically for industry experts that are going to be gets required. So we cannot make a person to sit for that many 12 months means it's very too long time. That's why we are just making 1.5 hour class every day. So we are going to making up to 5 months or 4 months of time. Even with that, our interaction is not over. Even after completion of your course also, we'll be having a group will be there. We can also, we'll give a lot of feed to you. So depending on new neural networks or anything new, any new article comes, anything new, anything comes into the data science, we are going to share you those details. We'll ask them to work with them and we will have a discussions. So it's going to be some kind of our interaction is not only just for 5 months. 5 months is completely training. After that, we can also discuss over the groups. Okay.
Sir.
Yes.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు పైథాన్ మీద డిజాంగో తీసుకొని జాబ్ చేసి తర్వాత డేటా సైన్స్ వెళ్ళడం బెస్టా లేకుంటే ఇప్పుడే డేటా సైన్స్
that is same thing. After the thing is currently the main thing is currently it is say guys, as of now, so really finding a 5 years experience person on the data science is little bit hard because 5 years experience means they can't find it off. So obviously they will look for the people who are having 5 years of IT years experience, IT experience, or 3 years on data science, 2 years on data science. Even if they show a fake experience, also not a problem. After some years, obviously, output will be there. We'll have a little bit standardized people will be there. Then at that time, getting a job. Obviously, with any technology, same thing happens. Whenever the technology is new, getting a job is very, very easy. Getting a job is very, very easy. After 5 years, industry can find a people who are having really experience on that. After 5 years or after 3 years, you are planning that. Maybe at that time, you will find a little bit hard to find that. And a lot of new algorithms also comes. A lot of new work also comes. Because this data science is completely a trending. A new research is going on. and new algorithms are going to be coming day to day. So we have to learn a lot of things actually. Previously, 2 years back, only for machine learning, we used to get a job. But now they're asking for machine learning as well as deep learning. Maybe after 1 year, they may ask about a new technology or a new concepts of data science areas like that.
Any prerequisites, sir?
It's only an interest. You don't really require any practical, that means any experience or any programmatical concepts. An interest to work with the data is only the prerequisite. That is the reason why most of the people are moving towards the data science. It's not only IT professionals, even a non-IT professionals, mathematicians, statisticians, even some kind of a scientist, they are learning this data science actually, because there is nothing prerequisites. Anywhere for any purpose, we can implement this data science. Okay, guys. Fine, guys. Yeah. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions? Let us wind up the session already 12:38. Okay, guys. So let us end up the session for today, guys. And tomorrow, same link, same time, we are going to connect tomorrow, guys. And then we'll start with the basics of Python. And then we'll look into the next thing like changing of batch times. So we'll just discuss with them. Okay. So just for today, I'll stop it here and we'll continue the tomorrow's class. Thank you all of you guys.